Humans live alongside the animal kingdom, but that doesn't mean that we play fair. Unfortunately, humanity has failed in such a way that animals are dying off one by one. Here are 10 animals that went extinct because of humans. If you're brand new to our channel, be sure to hit that red subscribe button to stay up to date on the richest. Great auk. The extinction of the great auk is a tragic tale, if not also an ironic one. They lived on the rocky coastal lines of the North Atlantic in Canada, Greenland, Iceland, the British Isles, and Scandinavia. Hunters wiped out most of the population. Then, the flightless birds became so rare that their pellets, eggs, and skins were extremely valuable. The great auk went extinct in the 1850s, and one of the last known adults were strangled by Sigurður Ísleifsson, while his partner Kjetil Kjetilsson smashed the pair's incubating egg with his boot. Falkland Island wolf. The Falkland Island wolf was the only native mammal in the Falkland Islands, and it went extinct in 1876. Sadly, the island settlers were certain that the wolves were attacking their livestock and sheep. To protect their land, the settlers started shooting the wolves on sight and leaving out poison. The endeavor was clearly successful as the wolf was quickly wiped from the earth. Quagga. Quagga was a subspecies of the plain zebra, and they lived in South Africa until the 1880s. The quagga had some of the most beautiful hides in the world, which made them a target for poachers and hunters. Eventually, the last of the wild quagga were killed in the 1870s, and the last captive quagga died in an Amsterdam zoo in 1883. Scientists have been working on trying to create a duplicate species through testing and breeding called the Quagga Project. Passenger pigeon. Passenger pigeons once took up 25 to 40% of the world's bird population, and 3 to 5 billion of them existed. What happened? Humans. The passenger pigeons resided in forests, and when they were cleared away for farmland, problems arose. The passenger pigeons were destroying crops, and people had to resort to shooting them down and eating them. The last passenger pigeon was named Martha, and she died in 1914. The passenger pigeon has been extinct ever since. Tasmanian tiger. The Tasmanian tiger wasn't a tiger, but instead it was the largest carnivorous marsupial in our modern time. The Tasmanian tiger resided in Australia, and the last living tiger was seen in the 1930s. Farmers found the Tasmanian tigers bothersome and a threat to their livestock, so they hired hunters to shoot the animals upon sight. Eventually, this led to their imminent extinction despite local efforts to save the species. Carolina parakeet. Domesticating parakeets is nothing new, but the story of the Carolina parakeet is a tragic one. It was the only bird that thrived in the United States that wasn't a foreign bird. Unfortunately, the feathers of a Carolina parakeet became extremely popular as a fashion accessory for women's hats. This led to the widespread hunting of the bird, and the last known bird was killed in 1904. The Carolina parakeet was declared extinct in 1939. Zanzibar leopard. It is believed that the Zanzibar leopard went extinct in the 1990s. The leopard resided only in the Zanzibar archipelago of Tanzania, and they died because of superstition. The leopards were believed to have belonged to witches, and they were supposedly sent out to cause harm to the local population. This fear inspired an extermination campaign, and the campaign continues. There is hope that perhaps the leopard has survived, but there hasn't been a sign of its existence in years. Caribbean monk seal. The Caribbean monk seal was found mainly in the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean Sea. Starting in the 15th century, European explorers hunted the seal for its oil, fur, and meat. All those qualities were valuable for the local fishermen, and it eventually became too much. The last Caribbean monk seal was seen in 1950, but it took until 2008 for NOAA to declare that the species was now extinct. Pyrenean ibex. The Pyrenean ibex was a type of wild goat and it went extinct in 2000. The animal was one of 4 subspecies of the Iberian ibex and resided in the Iberian Peninsula. But speculations include its inability to compete with local wildlife for food as well as poaching. In 2009, there was an attempt to clone the Pyrenean ibex, but the baby died shortly after birth due to lung failure. West African black rhinoceros. Thanks to increases in the demand for rhino horn, poaching was rampant for the West African black rhinoceros. When it was discovered that the rhino's numbers were shrinking, they became critically endangered in 2000. The rhinos were mainly seen in Cameroon, with the last one spotted in 2006. Sadly, after an unsuccessful search in 2011, the western black rhino was declared extinct. There were no signs of the rhino, but there were plenty of signs of widespread poaching. As sad as these extinctions are, remember that there is work being done to prevent more from happening. Check out these other videos on our channel and give this video a like if you feel inspired. Thank you for watching.